Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had an enjoyable Labor Day weekend and had some time with family. I know I did. So, on today's program, we're going to address multiple issues and as well as some learning opportunities that are being offered by various regulatory authorities. So, the first one I want to talk about is the IRS one. The Internal Revenue Service is doing a webinar on tax withholding estimator. And this is how to make sure your tax, what you're getting taken out on your pay is appropriate. So this is a free 120-minute webinar, and it's open to everyone. So even if you have some employers that you work with and that you might want to send this information to, I think it's going to be worthwhile. Because, with everything going on now with the life changes that we have, that's marriage, divorce, home purchase, new jobs, whatever, we got to make sure that what we're getting taken out of our taxes is appropriate. So I think everyone should take the time to attend this event. During the event, you will hear about what kind of tax bill you could be facing, what kind of penalties, withholding, major life changes, how to check your withholding, and also how to use the withholding estimator. So at the end, you're going to have a Q&A time period. So I think this is a very comprehensive program. The only concern I might have is I'm surprised that they're putting this together right now, especially with the new W-4 that hasn't been released yet. I know we've seen the draft form and we commented on it, but I guess they're just being a little more proactive on this. So I would not be surprised if they do not have another follow-up class after this. So just something to think about. So down in the comments section, you'll see a link to the website so that you can get signed up. The next one is the Maryland Unemployment. Maryland Unemployment is putting together a Reemployment Beacon project. And this is a whole new way of the modernization of Maryland unemployment. And what they're doing some meetings, some town hall meetings to take and do an overview of the Reemployment Beacon system, demonstrate the account activation, demonstrate the system functionality, and also handle some Q&As. So if you're doing any type of payroll in your practice, again, if you have clients who are doing in-house payroll, this might be something that they should attend. And they're doing it throughout the state. They're doing it in Howard County, Wycomico County, out in Western Maryland in Hagerstown, Northern Baltimore County, that'll be in the Towson area, as well as in the Largo area for Prince George's County. And a lot of the times they are doing it either at the local libraries, and they're only about an hour and a half long. So it's very comprehensive, in and out. I plan on attending next week here in Howard County. Again, we're going to be putting a link down at the bottom there on the page showing you where you can register. So again, if you're doing any types of payrolls, or if you have clients who are doing payrolls, or if you need to send a couple of your staff, I think this is good. An hour and a half, it's definitely worthwhile. I would really take advantage of this. The last thing, I'm sorry, not the last thing. The next thing is a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the new Form 202 for the new sales and use tax. This is the legislation that's passed last session, and that it had to have the new form out by October 1st. And we said at that time the form was not available, or the instructions. Well, we have it available now. We just received it, and the state of Maryland is asking for us to provide comments and to look over the form and discuss, or even look at it and say, okay, this is what we think is good. This flows well. Maybe you need some clarification here. So, because from the comments that we're providing, they're going to develop the FAQs for the new form. So what we're going to do, so we have a PDF of the sample 202 and the instructions, as well as a sample of the 202F and the instructions. We're going to post that in the members only group area of the website because they're both PDFs, and then you can actually see them after this presentation. So on the next, we're going to change gears a little bit. So we talked about Maryland unemployment. We talked about IRS. We've talked about sales and use. So now let's talk about some regulations, some things that might be changing for the CPAs. So on Tuesday, Daniel Detson, the Vice President of the State Board of Relations from NASBA, attended the monthly Maryland Board of Accountancy meeting, in which I attended. And during that meeting, he provided some issues in which NASBA is taking a look at over the next couple years. And so there were 6 high points from that presentation that I want to share with you for our CPA members. So the first thing is the CPE audit tool. Now, this is very important because currently NASBA is beta testing that in New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. Now, Maryland will be the next round to start utilizing this program. So let me explain what this is. Currently, with our enrolled agents, we have to send the credits that they earn from our seminars to the Internal Revenue Service. Well, this NASBA CPE audit tool, we would now be submitting the credits earned from by our CPAs to NASBA, whereas NASBA is going to house this information. And then what's going to happen is the state of Maryland, when it comes to for you to renew your license, will be able to access information. And so when you send in your report, you'll be able to they'll be able to say what every sponsor, what you've earned with every sponsor within the state and outside the state. And this is a great tool for everyone because the state boards will be able to have the immediate access to the information. The sponsors, i.e. MSATP, will be able to provide that information, within 5 days to the state board. And so that you'll have a bank, so you can view what you've earned. So if there's a question, so I know you can go to our website and see what you've earned, but also, you can go to the NASBA website and say, oh, wait a minute, I thought I had earned more. And then you can contact us and we can start that discussion. And then the last thing is it also helps you as a CPA because say you're a CPA in Tennessee, New York, and Maryland. Well, every state has different regulations and requirements when it comes to the CPE requirements. This will actually take a look at what you have, where you're licensed, and sends you an email and says, you're now missing, your license is coming up in, say, New York, and it'll tell you, hey, you're missing some CPE in this area, or you don't have enough CPE and you need to get some by this time period. So it really keeps you aware of what's going on within for your license. And so what does that mean? So as you can hear, this is going to be a benefit for you because you'll have a person watching in a little computer watching over you, telling you what you need. On the other side of it, as a sponsor, we're going to start needing to collect your CPA license. So when you start going to our seminars starting in next week, you're going to see, when you used to sign the card for your signature saying that you attended, we're going to ask for your CPA EA license because we are missing them for some of our members. And so we're going to start collecting it. So we want to make sure that we are reporting your credits properly and that we have the correct information. So just be aware of that. So that's the first thing. The second initiative that they're putting together is they're looking over the next 4 years to see an increase in the number of women and minority representation on the state boards. I think this is a great initiative and very strategic one as well, because with the diverse population that we have right now, it's going to be great to see, the diversity within the boards. So I think it's a great initiative. The next one is the firm mobility. Now, as you know, Maryland passed the firm mobility, and actually last year, 5 states did. It was Wyoming, Texas, Maryland, New Jersey, and Maine. Now, Nevada is looking to pass firm mobility in 2019, so they have not passed it yet. So I think pretty much all the states are moving in that direction. So that's just some information. Now, the next thing was a little interesting. There's a push for an anti-regulatory legislation within the states. Last year, in 2018 alone, 21 states actually had legislation about anti-regulations. The legislation, in summary, allows a person who is not licensed to do accounting work or whatever professional work, as long as a few things happens. The client is notified, the client understands what they're getting, and they actually sign and agree in a document that they understand that the person they have actually hired to do the service is not licensed. And so this really concerns NASBA and AICPA, and it actually should concern you as well, because our goal here is to make sure that the client and the public is protected. So NASBA and AICPA has joined a coalition of national associations that represent highly complex technical professions and their national boards to actually fight. I don't want to say fight, but actually go into discussion about these anti-regulatory bills, because NASBA believes that the health, safety, and welfare of our public must be protected, and the only way to do this is to have highly qualified individuals. So, and that includes having them pass an exam, giving them experience, as well as making sure that they're up to date on all the new laws. So, I mean, if you have an individual who, has an accounting degree and very, very intelligent and probably does a wonderful job, but, it's just great to know that, there is some people out there that are making sure that they keep up to date on all the new law changes. And believe me, as you know, we are seeing a lot of that. Now let me talk about the continuous testing. Now, starting July 1st, 2020, there is a push to have continuous testing for the CPA exam. Now, Maryland is being very proactive about this, and they've actually already prepared a concept paper that Dollar has already put an approval on, because there is going to be require some new regulation changes because of this. So we'll probably be seeing this. Actually, they're supposed to prepare the new regulations and actually present them at the October meeting of the Board of Accountancy. So once we see that, we'll be able to report more on that. But one of the things that you're probably going to see on the continuous change in the testing is more technical issues, Bitcoin, blockchain, those kind of issues. So again, it's something we're keeping a very close eye on. The other thing, now again, this is just under discussion. Nothing is happening right now, but NASBA is reviewing the requirements on what type of CPA can sign off on the experience requirement. So they just do not feel that the requirements for that CPA is as stringent enough. So they are in discussion right now. Like I said, they're just talking about it right now, just putting it out there on the radar. And the last issue, which I believe is the most important, is the CPA evolution. This is, what does the CPA of the future look like? And the group has met, they developed principles, and now they're looking for our feedback. So now they put a posting out on their website. Again, you can see that down at the bottom in the comments section, and as well as some FAQs about the principles of what they're looking at. So, for those who are CPAs or, our future CPAs, you might want to take a look at that, because I think that would be some interesting reading for you. I know I've been giving you a lot of information this morning. It's amazing. I've only was gone a week and all these things happen just in 1 week's time. So now changing gears a little bit, what's going on in the society? So starting next week, September 17th, we will begin our seminar season for the fall. And our first event will be at the Delta Marriott in Hunt Valley with a Bob Jennings presentation on corporation and partnership update. We still have space available here. And again, I know Bob always does an amazing job for us. And he really, as a practitioner himself, he does a great presentation and answers all those questions about what's going on. And I know one of the questions we're all going to be hearing about is the new QBI form. So I believe that, I know that's going to be addressed in his presentation. So if you have some people on extension because of QBI, you might want to take and come to this seminar, because I think it's going to be definitely worthwhile. Now, for those members who have been participating in the Falston Associate Dinner Series, the September event has just been planned. We actually finished this up last night. And this one is going to be on September 25th, and it's called Settling Tax Debt, When Bankruptcy May Be a Better Option. So this is going to be interesting. Actually, we're bringing in Eric Steiner, who he's going to partner with Eli Knopf, both attorneys, who is going to make the presentation. So again, this is going to be a free 2 hours event on Wednesday, September 25th, and this will be at Frost and Associates in Annapolis. Now, this is just a sampling of the 2 of the upcoming seminars we have. We have a huge menu and available options for you to look at. So if you'd like to take a look at our full schedule, you can do that by going to our website, www.msatp.org. So I think that concludes our program this morning. Thank you for joining me. Next week, we're going to be talking about the rollout of some new fall lunch and learn events. We're going to talk about our interview boot camp. This will be the first one we'll be hosting with Hertzbach and Associates in Owings Mills. I'm very excited about that again. And then also, we've had some requests from our members that maybe we should consider start doing podcasts. So, I've been doing the Facebook Live now for just over a year, and now I think I'm a pro at it. I don't know, but podcasts might be a whole new world to me. But that's something we might be looking into, and we'd love to hear your feedback about that. So until next time, I want to have everyone have a great day, and for all my football fans, that's taking cheer on the Ravens hard on Sunday, and it'll be our first football Sunday, first game of the season. So everyone have a great day. Have a great weekend.